everyone, welcome back to the doll world. Okay, so I have a vibe currently going on right now. It started when I woke up this morning. It was funny because last night I went to bed thinking I have no idea what I'm gonna film for Doll World this week. And I was kind of looking through my collection of things that I needed to unbox, and I saw that I had some Julie stuff I wanted to look at. So this morning when I woke up, I had like disco in my head for whatever reason. So that is what we're doing today. We're going back to the 70s and we're gonna go visit Miss Julie here and take a look at a few of her things. Now, if you saw my previous video, Julie is fairly new to me. In fact, she's actually my newest doll that I got. Right? I think so, because I got her after Samantha and Claudie. I don't even remember anymore, you guys. But she is new to me, and I am so glad I waited and found one in really great condition off eBay versus getting the one that's currently sold at American Girl. I like her outfit so much more, the original Julie. But I showed her, and then you can kind of see Lucas behind me. He's wearing one of her basketball outfits, and then I've kind of outfitted in the bedroom here. This is supposed to be, it's Julie's basketball hoop, but I made it as one of those things where the kids can like toss their clothes in, their dirty clothes in, and there's like a hamper underneath. I don't know if you can see that. I've got Kavi here in the summertime skating outfit, which is just such a stunning outfit. I just love it. It is so cute. It's so playful. It's definitely one of my favorites. And then I got her pinball machine out. Now here's the funny thing about that pinball machine. I got it out. I was like, I was gonna try to quickly just put my little set together. Just something for you guys to look at, find some visual interest, and that has a little bit of context for what we're looking at today. You guys, I probably wasted like 20 minutes playing this pinball machine. It's a real, if you don't know, it's a real pinball machine, and it actually like lights up and everything. How cool is that? So I'm probably gonna have to turn it off though, because there's like a weird, like it's making like a humming sound, like you can hear the motor going. So I'll probably just turn it off in a second. But yeah, I was like playing that thing for like 20 minutes because it's so much fun. It kind of it's a little bit like Courtney's Pac-Man machine. It's just, you can lose your whole day doing that thing. But yeah, and as I was getting ready, I was listening to some 70s music. I found the 70s channel on the radio and just having a great time getting myself pumped for this video. And I also forgot, when I was showing you my Julie collection last time, there were a couple pieces that I forgot to include, and one of them was her little lunchbox. This is so cute. Now, this is the new one. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what her like original release of her lunchbox looked like. So you tell me, was it like exactly like this? Or I'm sure it was at least a little different, but we've got like the metal little lunchbox, and this is one of my favorite parts. I love when they give us like the little thermos. That is so cute. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think the top comes off. Yes. How cute is that? I love when they do that. So we've got her thermos. She's got a little sandwich here. We've got a little bundle of chips here. And then this here is my favorite. I love the cupcake. I always saw it in the picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, why does that look delicious? It makes me think of like a Hostess cupcake. So yummy. So I would have loved to have had a lunch like this when I was a kid growing up. My mom was always kind of like, just giving us kind of like a bare bones lunch. She always wanted us to eat healthy. Everything had to be on like whole wheat bread, and we had like that all natural peanut butter. So there were definitely no cupcakes in my school lunch. But yeah, Julie's lunch. I just thought this was so cute. Sorry guys, I'm a little distracted. I always like how I should make a list of what my setup should be. Oh, I gotta talk about my setup. I keep seeing myself in my reflection, and it's like, I feel like I'm not lit properly today, but I did everything the same. I don't know, does it look the same to you? So my setup, I've said it in my previous videos, you would die if you saw my setup, if you could see what is behind this camera as to how I have everything set up. I have a mirror hanging cattywampus so I can see when I show you guys, like if I'm showing you guys something, so I can see that it's actually, I'm in frame and everything. I've mentioned before, I'm like, you're gonna look at this thing and you're gonna be like, it looks like a death trap. It's gonna fall. Well, guess what happened just yesterday? I came home and it had fallen over. And not only that, I'm gonna have to introduce you to another doll, but everything had fallen over. The mirror broke. It's like a dual-sided mirror. So one side of my mirror is broken. The side that I use is fine though. But one of my dolls was lying face down on the ground with all this crap on top of her. It was my Felicity here, but she was literally completely face down. And of course, her face landed on the tile and grout area of my floor. It didn't even land on the soft rug. So I literally saw it and my heart just was like, oh no. I was like, she's gonna have a busted face, she's gonna have scratches, or her nose is gonna be dented in, or she's gonna have the shine marks. I couldn't believe it. She was totally fine. She wasn't affected. Now, she looks, well, she doesn't look too bad, but this is a doll, and I posted it on my Instagram if you follow me there. But I was at one of those like antique shops where it's like, it's just kind of like a big area where people can kind of rent out space. So you're looking at like a huge collection of people's collection. An assortment of different people's collections. And she was just hanging out there, completely nude, face so dirty, hair that was just beyond. I was actually kind of concerned. I was like, I'm not really sure if I can save her and restore her. And the seller wanted 50 bucks. I posted it on my Instagram to ask like what you guys thought. Like, is it worth it? Should I do it? Because she is an original Pleasant Company Felicity. She's got the Pleasant Company stamp and everything. And some of you said it's a little pricey, and one of you said like definitely go back. And so I wound up going back and getting her because I wanted to try my hand at restoring a busted doll. And I actually think she turned out pretty cute. Like, this is her hair. It's not perfect. I like this. Well, like I said, this was my very first restoration. But if you could have seen what she looked like, I'll put the picture on the screen right now so you can kind of see. But she was completely marked up. And so I was able to give her a bath with some magic eraser, touch up her face, and I fixed her hair. And like, I think she's like in really great condition, if you ask me. I know some of you probably watching this like she looks awful, but I'm really happy with her. But yeah, so she was just hanging out, and I came home yesterday and she was completely face down on the ground, and I was like, I expected the worst, but I don't think she looks too bad. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to show that I also had, because I forgot to show it in the last one, I have her lunchbox. I also have, and I still didn't get it out for this video, sorry. I also have her, the Christmas fireplace. It's like so tucked away. Ooh, this almost fell. It's like super tucked away in one of those boxes, and it's kind of a pain to get it out. So, but we've all seen it before, and I've actually used it in my Christmas special movies. So, yeah, I have that. And then this is something I actually just recently found. I didn't even know American Girl made this, and I forget how it was brought to my attention, but I was on vacation with my family when I saw this, and I was like, it was literally like that moment where like the camera just, I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I immediately got on eBay and I found someone who was selling it brand new in the box, because of course that's always my criteria. But I was so floored. I had no idea they made this, and I knew I had to have it immediately. And it is the Quick Curl Barbie Beauty Center. I was like, no way. That is so funny. I had a friend, if you saw my video where I first kind of told you my story of how I became a doll collector, I had this friend, Michelle, who owned every Barbie on the planet. Well, she also had this thing here, and I remember seeing it on her. Although I don't think it was this exact one, because the one that she had this dial on like the side of it, and it made the head, you could make the head spin around completely. And we would always play Exorcist and try to see how fast we could get it to go. But I saw this and I was like, that's awesome. I have to have it. And I'm only revealing this now because I don't want someone to steal my idea. But I'm not going to do it now for my Halloween special. But I actually purchased her for an idea for my Halloween special. I was going to do just that. I was like, how funny would it be if like I have a story where they get this doll and she's possessed by the devil or something, and how can I make her head spin around like we used to as kids? But I wound up going in a different direction for my Halloween special. So I'm only revealing that to you guys because I'm not going to use it. But don't steal the idea. Maybe I'll do it for next year. I don't know. But let's take a look at it, because I think it's awesome that they actually included the box. I love when American Girl does that kind of stuff. We just saw that in my last video with the Jenny's ice cream truck, how they actually give you like the cardboard delivery boxes to go along with it. So if you wanted to see, so I just pulled everything out, but We've got this cool front here. It says Quick Curl Barbie Beauty Center. And on the sides, we have a picture of her. And I'm guessing it says pretty makeup in a case. Put it on Barbie's face. Wash it off again and again. Made by Mattel. And then on the back, we got that classic style artwork. You always saw this with Mattel toys back in those days, where it was kind of just like like an outline of it, like it wasn't faded in. You would see that all the time on big toys like this one. And I remember especially like Masters of the Universe toys, whenever you would rotate like Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain, it always had this kind of artwork. What does that one say? So many pretty things, so many hours of fun. And then this one, on this side, we get like a trio of different like hairstyles that you can try out. And it says, quick curl hair. Mess Barbie's hair, then fix it in seconds. No wetting, sorry, it's like really small. No wetting, setting, or waiting. And it's funny because I was just listening to something and they randomly were talking about this. And I guess the quick curl gimmick or whatever you want to call it, that function, I guess there were like something in her hair strands that were kind of wiry. And so that's what created like that quick curl setting. So I don't know. I thought this was cute. I think the idea is clever. I love it. So, but let's take a look at, so one of the things you get, now I haven't unboxed it. I guess I should. I might as well, right? We're looking at Julie's stuff and this is one of her OG things. But with it, you get this little brush. And I'm guessing it's like a good, and I'm guessing it's a miniature. I'm trying to hold it in such a way. I'm guessing it's a good reproduction of the actual brush you get, because as you can kind of see it in the picture and it's got the same color. I know what's going on with my lighting. I'm more forward than usual, so I think I'm getting, because when I do this, I'm like noticing a lot of shadow, but because I'm over here, I'm past my lights. That's what's going on. Another tangent, sorry guys. And then I'm not gonna open these ones because I don't want them flopping up. Actually, no, I will open these. These are the curlers. And you get, so we get 6 little curlers here. And we'll just take a look at one of them. But what's really cute is that if you can see, so you got this curler here, but it actually does pop off. So you can really use this quick curl thing, this quick curl toy. How cool is that? I love that. You know, I know a lot of us like to complain that American Girl is really expensive, and it is, but you know, you really are paying for all those intricate details for that quality that you get with their stuff. Okay, here is Barbie herself. She's got this weird plastic thing on her. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to take this off because I want to keep her as good as I can. But here is a quick look at her. I love this little tray because I definitely remember this tray when we would go over to my friend's house and we would play with this thing. You can put like the curlers in there and the brush could fit in there and so forth. But yeah, the one my friend had, I really hate this lighting. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take a quick break and fix my lighting. Okay, do you notice anything different? I feel like I do. I feel like it's lit a little bit better. And so now when I can kind of show you guys these a little bit more forward, yeah, there we go. Yeah, she's just lit a little bit better so you can see. But here she is. But yeah, what I was saying was like, I remember my friends though, she had one that had this little dial here and the head could spin around. You know what? Oh, she doesn't spin her head. Her head doesn't spin around at all. So if I wanted to do that goofy little moment with a horror film, I would have to get creative with special effects. But yeah, isn't she cute? I just thought this was super cute and I knew I had to have it once I saw it. Okay, so we boxed her up. I'm gonna put her off to the side. But yeah, I think looking around, I think that's pretty much all I have when it comes to Julie's collection. And I have to tell you guys, I had no idea Julie's collection was so huge. Like it is absolutely enormous. I thought for the longest time, I mean, I want to say she has the biggest historical collection. I feel like she has the biggest collection ever. I mean, I feel like you guys would know more than me, so let me know. But I feel like I always thought Mary Ellen had just this huge collection, but I think Julie has her beat. I don't know. Like I said, you tell me. But I sometimes my head starts to spin whenever I go to the American Girl wiki to kind of see like what I need to be looking for, what I've missed out on. I'm just like, holy! I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it just never ended. There was so much stuff to her collection, and it seemed like a lot of her stuff has been like reissued or kind of like reinvented and pushed out again. So I think it's going to take me a good long while before I get her complete collection. And to be quite honest, I don't even think that's going to be on my radar. I think there's just too much stuff. But when it comes to things I can get, I did pick these up and when I was at the American Girl store. So we've got Julie's floral jumpsuit and Julie's school outfit. Two outfits that are currently available as of the filming of this video. They are currently available on the website and at the American Girl stores, and I just thought they were super, super cute. I wanted to have them. I want to say I wanted to get them because I wanted to see what Julie would look like, but I mean, you can obviously go online and see what she looks like. But so that's what we're going to look at today. You can't even see it behind me, unfortunately, but here I got the little community center table set up in Chip's room, and then I put Julie's records and record player on that. Here's a closer look of the record player. I thought this was so adorable, and it totally looks like something that I would have seen when I was really, really young at like a neighbor's house, a friend's house, or something like that. The only thing that I was surprised about was, now this is also a reissue. This is one that came out not too long ago. I guess the original one was blue. Like this whole thing was blue, and then the record, like the LP carrying case, was blue as well. I was actually surprised about that because I really think that the orange and yellow is very fitting for the 1970s. Now, I wasn't alive. I didn't live during the 70s. So if you did, you can tell me otherwise. But like I said, I totally, when I saw this, I was like, this totally looks like something I would have seen, you know, not at my house, but we didn't have anything like this at my house, but at a friend's house or something. I just thought that was super cute. So I have this out, but that is definitely something I want to look at on eBay at some point and get the original one, because it looks like the original one also came with a little like recorder, like a tape recorder and a microphone. And I saw that and I was like, I have to have that. That's how it always goes with me. Okay, I just took a quick little break and I decided to change something real quick. I actually don't want to change my Julie. In case you didn't see her, here she is. She is absolutely stunning, if you ask me. Oh, by the way, her braid came out the other day. I noticed it was just kind of hanging out, like the little elastic band had broken off. But luckily I caught it in time, so I was able to replace it. But yeah, so her braid is a little goofy, but other than that, she's in like fantastic shape. I just love this doll. I love her look so much. So I decided I'm not gonna undress her because I want her to just kind of live like this for a bit. So we're just gonna let her hang out over there like that. And instead, to look at these two outfits, I'm going to enlist someone who you guys haven't seen on this channel yet, and this is my Joss. 2020 was the year when I really got into American Girl like I am into it right now, when I was really like the adult doll collector, and she was the girl of the year at the time. And I just loved her story. I loved that she was a surfer. I thought she was a cute doll. I watched all of her little videos on YouTube, and I was like, I'm gonna get her. I should get the girl of the year for the year when I really became an adult collector for American Girl. So we're gonna have her try out. I think I'm gonna do the school outfit for her so we can kind of see what she looks like. And then I'm going to bring Olivia out as well because she is one of my favorites. I just love everything about her. The hair, her glasses, her face. I love this outfit I put her into, by the way. This was a doll I actually purchased off of eBay from someone who had sent her to the doll hospital. I don't know what was wrong with her exactly. I guess I should have asked. But she came home from the hospital to that person and they immediately listed her on eBay, and I saw her and I was like, yep, I'll take her. And so she arrived in her hospital gown and everything, which I thought was really kind of fun because I didn't have any of that, have like the gown or any of those hospital accessories. So I was excited to have them in my collection. But I just think she is such a cute doll. And I think she is gonna look fierce in this floral jumpsuit. So I'm excited to see what she's gonna look like in that. So without any further ado, let's unbox and take a look at these things. We're gonna do Joss first because though I do love her and I think this, I'm throwing things all over the place here, guys. As much as I do love Joss and I think this outfit is really cute, I'm really looking forward to see how Olivia's gonna look in the floral jumpsuit, so we'll save the best for last. So, by the way, if you were curious, this is that school outfit. I think it was like a back to school collection. It was a collection of 3 outfits in that one box set, and so I have her in that. I thought she looked kind of cute and sporty in this, but it's time for a refresh. Okay, so Julie, 1974, and you know what's so funny? When I was growing up, I absolutely hated the 70s. Now, I always say in every video, I don't want to date myself. I'm gonna date myself today. So if if you were wondering, I was born in 1980, and so I am an 80s kid through and through. And I never really appreciated the 70s. I really never liked that aesthetic, the color schemes, all that kind of stuff. You know, it wouldn't be until I was much older when I grew an appreciation for the 70s and some of the things that were in there. One of them being, I remember this day, this is kind of weird. I remember I was probably in my late teens and I was watching the movie Carrie, you know, the Stephen King movie with Sissy Spacek. And that was made, I think, in the later 70s. And I remember watching it and being like, man, I hate the 70s. I hate the look of everything in this movie. The guy's hair and the bell bottoms. And I was just like, I am so glad I was not around during the 70s. But you know what's funny? You know the saying, everything old becomes new again? I firmly believe that because it would only be like a few years later, this would then be in like maybe like 2002, 2003, when the new fad was for the guys to wear those flared jeans or like boot cut. And I remember buying them one day and I'm like, I really like how this looks. And I was like, I'm literally wearing bell bottoms right now. So, and then I remember I went to this designer store. It was like this super trendy store that was completely overpriced. And I bought this shirt. It was like a tan colored shirt and it had like thick brown trim around the neck and around the sleeves. It was kind of form fitting. And then it had this like flocked image of Bruce Lee. I was trying really hard. I wanted to be cooler than I was. And it was just like the aesthetic during that time was so kind of like a throwback to 1970s. And it's like I said, everything old becomes new again. So, but here we are. I now have a real fondness for the 70s and that aesthetic. The movies of that time were fantastic. And of course, Julie here. All right, so I've unboxed, and so the first thing looking up at me was her little sweater vest. How cute is this? It totally looks like something like my grandma would have crocheted. That is adorable. And then it's really simple to get. Now this is gonna be one of those things because it's got a Velcro back. I don't know about you, but I always get nervous that this rough part of the Velcro is gonna hit something and like start tearing up the outfit. So you'll wanna be really careful with that. But here's a little look at the inside in case you're interested. But yeah, it just Velcros on your doll. But that is so cute. I'm gonna try and limit how many times I say super cute in this video, you guys. Here we've got a purple, now it's hard to tell on these dolls, but I'm guessing this is supposed to like look like a turtleneck. But as you can see, it's a nice cotton shirt. It's long sleeved, just like the vest. It Velcros in the back. And kind of take a look at this. Now I don't feel that when you've got these just simple kind of cotton shirts, you don't have to worry too much about the Velcro hitting and pulling as you do with like that crocheted piece. But here's a little look at the inside for you. So there's that. Oh, and I'm looking on the box. It does say one turtleneck, one vest, one skirt, a pair of tights, a pair of shoes, and 2 barrettes. Here is the skirt. It's a nice blue. Now I do have to say, I'm not sure if I would have put these 2 colors together on my own, but it was the 1970s. But I do have to say though, it all ties in once you add this, and then it looks super cute. But as you can see, it's just a simple skirt. It's just got some elastic here around the waist, and then we've got the little plastic piece that says American Girl. We've got some lavender tights here. And then here are the shoes. As you can see, they're kind of like little, I guess they're supposed to be like little platform shoes. They're purple, kind of like a grape color, and they've got that like shine to them, which is really cute. And then they just got a Velcro strap that will go around their ankle here. Okay. And then last, we've got two barrettes. There we go, cover my face so you can kind of see them. They look like little ribbons. I'm pretty sure my sister had barrettes that were just like this when she was little and we were growing up. And then at the very bottom, we've got the little pamphlet. And as you can see, this is the current version of Julie that's sold at American Girl. And she's really cute. I'm just not a huge fan of that outfit. I like the original outfit better. But as we can see, you can see we've got just, I love how she looks in the summertime skating outfit. That is just too cute. I do want to get my doll in that outfit at some point. But we've just got, oh, I love it when they include all the artwork. I love these pamphlets so much. Oh, this was another thing I found when I was on the wiki page. I didn't know they made a set of lockers for her, and it's like a dual set. Those are cool. I'm definitely keeping my eyes open for those on like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, because those were super, super cute. All right, so let's grab Joss and start getting her undressed. And so yeah, those lockers were just so cool. I had no idea they made them. I've always seen the little blue locker that I'm not sure if it's still available on American Girl. But I want to say they were like 60 bucks a pop. And you know me, with when I make my little movies, I want to have like kind of a bigger, grander set. So I was like, ugh, in order to make the set I want to make, I would need like at least 5 of those things. So I thought it was cool that Julie's locker set actually had 2 lockers. I wonder if that was supposed to be like her trunk, you know, back in the day with the historicals, you'd have Kirsten's trunk, Samantha had a trunk, Molly had a trunk, Kit had a trunk. But then Felicity, she had the clothes press, which is currently available in my area on Facebook Marketplace, but it's been listed for quite a while. I think they're asking a little bit more than people really want to pay for, but I've got my eye on it because that is a really cute piece. But yeah, so I'm wondering if Julie's locker set was intended to be her, you know, her trunk. I guess I should have done more research on her before I made this video. but that's how I roll. All right, so I've got Joss here, and we're putting her stockings on, or her leggings, tights. If you're ever, I'm actually kind of glad that you can't really see me dressing her too much because I'm kind of weird. I do everything that I can to not touch the vinyl of these dolls because I can't stand when they get shiny. And I do know that's just one of the things that just kind of happens over time with American Girl. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think you can just take a magic eraser to those limbs and it removes the shine. I know it cleans them up, but I've been told that it also removes the shine. So curious to know your thoughts on that, because if that's the case, then I don't have to worry too much. But yeah, I'm always like super careful when I'm touching the vinyl part of these dolls. So what's new? I'm just sitting here like racking my brain trying to think of what I want to say. I guess I could say I'm very excited because I hit a new milestone for this channel in the fact that I am now able to be monetized, which is awesome. And I am just a few away. Well, I mean, a little more than a few, but I am almost at 2,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? I can't. I had no idea that I was going to get this far on this channel. So I am very, very excited. Thank you for all of you who are watching this and subscribed. And if you're not, go ahead and hit that button. It helps me out. All right, we'll put the skirt on. Oh, I guess I should have showed you her turtleneck. I got her turtleneck on and it looks awesome. I really like that. I really like this like purple combo here, but now we're gonna give it a shock color with this blue skirt. And here it is. I have to say, I think it looks really cute even just like this. And I feel like it's also very period specific as well. I mean, put some shoes on here, maybe put a necklace, some beads or something, and you could have a look that's great just like that. I kind of like that. That's cute. But we are going to complete this look because we want to see how it's all going to look together. So let's add her little vest. Oh, and what did I tell you? This is what I hate. Oh, that bugs me. Shoot. I wasn't paying attention. It's like really pulling. What's going on, man? Okay. We're good. Can see a little fuzz, few little flyaways there. Oh, that is so frustrating. Well, there you go. I was able to give you a live demonstration of what I'm talking about when it comes to being really careful with Velcro on some of these pieces. Ooh, another thing to look out for is be careful when you're putting the vest on your doll because Joss's fingers wanted to go right through the holes of the crochet. I think it's crochet, right? It's not like macrame or something, right? It's crochet. This is a crocheted vest, I think. Check it out. That's cute. And I think the colors look really good on her too. Let's put her shoes on. I'm kind of thinking about what I said earlier, and I apologize to some of you, for those of you who were born in 1970, and you're like, I love the 70s. What's this jerk talking about? I'm sorry. I was thinking, people probably thought that, maybe 90s kids thought that about the 80s. Like, oh God, I'm so glad I wasn't born in the 80s. I hated that aesthetic. I get it. So I apologize for that. Like I said, I did wind up, coming to terms with it. I actually love the 70s now. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Have you ever noticed, and I think it is a thing, we're always obsessed with things that are 30 years past. Remember in the 80s, everybody was obsessed with the 50s, and you had movies like Back to the Future, and everybody was obsessed with like I Love Lucy again, and just like everybody was like super enamored with the 1950s in the 80s. And then I think it was like in the 90s, we were obsessed with like the 60s and 70s, Although when did that 70s show come out? Was that in the 90s or was that the 2000s? Because it would make more sense and make my point more if it was in the 2000s. And then it was funny because now I feel like it's already ended, but we were all super obsessed with the 80s for a while. You had like Stranger Things and all these throwbacks and synth wave, and then Courtney, obviously, Courtney Moore. And I feel like so now we're obsessed with like, now we've moved on a decade, and so now we're obsessed with the 90s. Now we've got the Hoffman twins and all that kind of stuff. Isn't that kind of funny how it always kind of seems to work out like that? Well, here she is. I don't know what I was rambling about, but here she is in her little outfit. Oh, I forgot the barrettes. I do have to put the barrettes. Okay, but you can kind of see her shoes. Those are awesome. I love that. That's cute. Okay, I'm gonna put her barrettes in. I'm gonna look at the picture though. I've said this before, I'm terrible at doing doll hair, so I'm gonna kind of look at the picture and see where they put the barrettes. And then I can place them there. Let's see what they have here. Oh, they just have her, okay. They just have in Julie, the barrettes kind of like on the sides of her face. So we'll do that. We'll see how that works on Joss. Although Joss's hair is, done a little bit differently, but I think we can make it work. You know what I need? Let's do a doll stand because that will be easier, I think. Please don't make fun of me with my doll hair because like I said, oh, I've already messed it up. I am just so bad at this. I'm terrible, you guys. Oh, and going back to the Felicity doll I showed you, I was like brushing her hair out and like doing all this stuff, and I found this YouTube video where a girl was restoring an actual Felicity doll, and she was talking about how Felicity had, what do they call them, like pin curls or something, and I saw that and I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I gotta go fish around for those things now. Okay, I'm not doing too well with this barrette. Man, I'm terrible at this, you guys. There we go. I think I got it. There we go. I think I have too much hair in the barrette. Do you just put like a tiny little bit? I'm guessing probably. You're like, yeah, duh. Well, this looks awful. That looks really bad. That's really bad. Okay, let's do this again. If I ever got a job at the American Girl, first of all, they wouldn't hire me. If I got a job at the hair salon at the American Girl, I would be fired. They would give me one doll to do, and they'd be like, never mind. It doesn't help that when you undo this back part, it doesn't help that it has a lot of wiggle to it. So I keep putting it, I don't know if you can see it, but it keeps wanting to do like that and that and that and that, but not actually go into the hole. That's what I'm struggling with. This looks so bad. It looks terrible. Oh, well. Okay, well, there she is. That's as good as I can get it. Never mind. I'm gonna keep going because it's bugging me. It looks awful. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at this. Oh, there goes my dog, which means we probably have a delivery. That's my dog, Skylar. She's a Labrador Retriever, a Golden Lab. She's very sweet and very loving, but boy, does she love to bark. She's only about 2 years old, but we had another Golden Lab before her who unfortunately passed about 5 years ago now. But that dog, her name was Miley, and she was literally the best dog I've ever known in my life. She was just a saint, a sweetheart. She was everything you want in a family dog and a Labrador Retriever. And she never barked. She never barked. With people knocking on the door, with deliveries, it was actually really nice. But Skylar here, she's a sweetheart. But oh my gosh, everything sets her off. Whoa, this is bad. Why? Why is this so hard for me? Can you imagine? I'm gonna take her to American Girl and be like, what hairstyle can we do for you today, sir? I just need you to put these stupid barrettes in. They're gonna be like, okay, $30, please. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait until one of my friends comes over who does hair. Like, she doesn't do hair professionally, but she knows how to do hair. I'm just gonna have her be like, can you put these barrettes in? Oh, it broke. Oh, well, it didn't break. It just came, there's a little hinge that came undone. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Okay, there we go. I was able to fix it. I'm just gonna stop. There's her hair. There she is. There she is. Stunning. Okay, can you see her back there? Not really. All right, you can see her a little bit better. It's like, Mike, you have so many boy dolls. Why do you have so many boy dolls? Because I don't have to do their hair. They're so much easier to deal with. All right, let's do Olivia because I think she is going to. Now look at this. I've got a barrette in her hair that I didn't struggle with at all. Whatever. Okay. Oh, but no, actually, first we have to unbox this. Okay, so yeah, we got to unbox it. And here we've got Julie's floral jumpsuit. We've got a turtleneck in there, a jumpsuit, and a pair of sandals. Okay, I'm going to talk about something completely off topic right now. Are you guys familiar with the comedian Amy Sedaris? Because if you're not, she's hilarious, by the way. And she had this show on Comedy Central. I think it was literally in like 2000, or maybe it was like 1999 or something. But she played this character, this outrageous character named Jerry Blank. It was this show called Strangers with Candy. It's very irreverent. So if you don't like that kind of comedy or those kind of shows, then steer clear. It is a Comedy Central show after all. But she played this character who, I'm not kidding you, that is Jerry Blank's outfit. Like, I could totally see that Amy Sedaris character walking around in this outfit. So another reason why I was like, oh my God, I gotta get this outfit because it's so cute. All right, it looks like we still have the same pamphlet in there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Here is the shirt. Here is her turtleneck. Just this alone is stunning. And if they had sold this piece as just its own standalone on a hanger in a plastic bag, this would have definitely been in my cart right away. I love the ribbed texture of this shirt. It's a little stretchy. And then we've got this zipper here that actually functions and it's on this big gold hoop. Oh my gosh, I love it. So much style, so much attitude in just this one little piece. And then like the others, it just Velcros in the back. This is awesome. And then here we have the jumpsuit. And as you can see, it's super floral, right? It's called the floral jumpsuit for a reason. And as you can see, it's all about the flower power. But I love that. I just love it. It's a nice cut. It's got a nice feel to it. And then, hello, bell bottoms. Oh, are they showing? They don't really show, but I can totally see bell bottoms there. But I don't know if they're reading on camera. But this is adorable. It's all one piece, as a jumpsuit should be. Velcros in the back. The only downside I see on this is that this belt is super, super cute. I love it, but it is fixed to the outfit. It's actually just a faux belt. Now it does, like, you can actually like move it around and stuff, so that's cool. You can see I can put my finger through it and stuff, and you can like move it around on the belt loops, but in the back it is sewn to the opening of the jumpsuit. Let me show you here in a second. See what I mean? So that's a little disappointing, but overall, it's groovy. Oh, and her shoes. And then these are the shoes we're given. Look, check those out. We've got some like platform here. I like we've got this like kind of like braided texture here. We've got this like, you know, and then it's blue straps, and we do have this enormous tag, but it looks like it's going to be easy to remove, and I'm going to do that. As you can, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like wrapped around the actual back strap of the shoe. Yeah, we'll be removing that. So now we can bring Olivia over, and let's take off her jacket. Like I said, I think Olivia is going to look killer in this outfit because of her hairstyle and everything. I think with this and the turtleneck and the jumpsuit, I think she's gonna give kind of like Pam Grier, you know, Foxy Cleopatra vibes, which is what I want. I think that's just gonna look awesome. Oh, I always mean to talk about like the ease of which of how these outfits go on, because trust me, there are some outfits that American Girl puts out there that it is a struggle to get on the doll occasionally. These outfits, both of them, even Joss's school outfit back there, super easy to put on. So whether you're getting this for yourself as an adult collector or you want to get as a gift for a kid, I've had no problems getting these outfits on so far. So that's great. Okay, I was wondering if what she's gonna look like with her glasses on versus with her glasses off on this outfit. It's a little too early to tell, but I can already kind of see, I just love her face sculpt. I love her face, her hair, everything with these little glasses. I think they look so cute. She looks very studious. She looks very smart. And not just even in like the smart, like academic sense, just like, you know how like they use the word smart for just like kind of like, I don't know. Isn't it a word? By the way, I got a comment on my last video from one of you asking if I would do a video showing my Molly collection. And yes, thank you for reminding me. That is 100% a video I've been actually wanting to make. And so now that I've actually gotten a request for it, it's going to come a little bit, I'm going to take that off the back burner and bring it a little bit. That might even be my next video, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I do kind of want to showcase that. Oh man. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. You don't get to see it yet. Gotta wait. I'm gonna wait for the shoes. I jumped the gun last time, so let's get the shoes on her. Oh man, folks. She looks awesome. You ready? Big reveal. Check it out. Oh my God, that is so cool. I love how this looks on her. Although I might have to take that barrette out. I'm not sure if the barrette's working for me too much on this, but this is just such a statement, this outfit. This is so cute. I love it. I do love how, you know, as much as I'm not a fan of the fact, like I said, that the belt is fixed to this outfit, I'm glad that the shirt is its own separate piece, because they definitely could have, you know, gone the way of Barbie and made this one big smock that you just put on. So I'm glad we do have a little bit of that going on, because I like to collect some of these. Sometimes I'll buy American Girl outfits where I'm not completely in love or sold on the whole outfit, but I can see the individual pieces and how I can kind of mix and match those with other things. That's one of the big things I do with that Birthstone collection. So I like that the shirt is a separate piece from the jumpsuit. This is very, very cute. If you want to see what she looks like without her glasses, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Here she is without her glasses, and even without them, she still has an adorable face. I just absolutely love her with this hair. Very, very cute. If you're curious to know her glasses, because they're not actually like just like American Girl glasses that you can just go buy anywhere, these are actually the glasses that came with Mary Ellen's Rocket set. So I think they're supposed to be, you know, in the world of American Girl, they were actually supposed to be just like kind of like eye protection for when Mary Ellen was doing those little experiments. But I thought they looked really cute on her as just everyday eyeglasses. The other set I have came with the Volcano set, but they're completely white. And so I didn't think they looked as cute. I think just kind of like the subtle black of the frame looks really good on her face. But anyways, I just pointed that out in case you were curious. But here she is. Bring Joss back, and here they are, a little side by side, so you can see the two new Julie outfits. Which one's your favorite? I think mine is this one. This one's just, I just love it so much. This one is just such, it's just, you know, it's just such a, it's such a look. It reads really, really well. I think it's cute. This one's really cute too. I do like it. This one kind of comes off, I was gonna say Marsha Brady. It actually comes off more as Jan Brady, if you ask me, but that's just me. But I just think this one is just everything. I just love it. She's probably gonna rock this outfit for a little bit longer than usual. But here they are. Well, there you have it. A little flashback to the 1970s with Julie and some new outfits for the kids back there. I think they're really adorable. And like I said, I'm really excited to get more stuff from the Julie collection and bring it into mine. I'm just overwhelmed at how much there is. But you know, that's toy hunting. It's a process. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? We have to take our time when we bring these collections together. But I hope you had a great time watching this video. Thank you again for hanging out with me. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps my channel. Ring the bell to be notified. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time in the doll world. Rise,